Let me see your blood work spread. That ain't even all of it. How much blood work can you afford, broke ass bitch? Okay. I got some blood work done. Been having some issues with fatigue and whatnot. My testosterone is abnormally low, or so I thought. Here's the catch, though. You'll never guess is that almost every single one of these blood work tests came back normal. Here's the problem. Is that I went and I got these tests done after 48 hours of not sleeping. What does that say? Now, not all of them came back normal. There's a few issues here. First of all, is that in such situations, considering the situations, we would find that cortisol would be elevated after a prolonged bout of unrest, not sleep. And furthermore, we would discover that the tests would not be accurately reflective of what a well-rested state would be like. Duh. So basically, my testosterone came back at 373 nanograms per deciliter, which on paper seems normal. Problem is that I'm taking a testosterone booster. Not something you get from the gas station either. This is something that is usually prescribed, but I buy online with cryptocurrency. And usually it raises the testosterone about 2 to 3 times the normal amount. So even if it was lowered by sleep deprivation, it wouldn't be significantly. And then we have to factor in a 3 of magnitude possibly subtracted from that number, which is abysmal. And I know that that's having an effect because, here's my estradiol. Estrogen. Undetectable. That should be the case, because what I'm taking is technically a selective estrogen receptor modulator, which basically nukes the estrogen and convinces your body to make more testosterone. Meaning that, although I have 0 estrogen, this also implies that naturally I would have close to nil testosterone. But because I can factor these things in, the data is useful. Also, my, what is it called? Prolactin is in high normal ranges for a male. That causes breast tissue development. Fun stuff. But the lowered cortisol, if true, would mean that I am diagnosed with chill dude syndrome, which would be consistent with my priors, my social criminal record, meaning that I tend not to overreact or get excited about anything. I remember I got into a bit of a fender bender because the brakes on my old Jeep, they didn't work all too well. And I was driving around with a friend, and this person slams on the brakes in front of me. I slam on my brakes, but my brakes are slow. So we slowly bumped into the back of their car at like 3 miles an hour. Like, no damage was done. Insurance information was exchanged. Everything was fine. But very notably, my friend was freaking the fuck out. And I was later told that I was abnormally calm. Tends to happen in a lot of situations. Very few, if any, situation really gets me stressed. The only one that does is when women try to hit on me. And I go into the fight, flight, freeze response mode, and I always pick fight. I get pissed off. I want to beat their ass. That's besides the point. The point is that I actually have no idea what cortisol does and what functions, axes it works on anything. So we're going to have a good old time trying to figure that out. Right now, I'm making blatant assumptions and statements that have absolutely no credibility whatsoever to them. That's how it goes. But my metabolic function, it's perfect, which means that there is possibly a much deeper issue at hand for all of my problems, possibly psychological. While that sounds nice on paper, that does not bode well. There's some heavy foreshadowing there. It could imply some major dysfunction. It could imply mental illness. Neither of which I'm particularly enthusiastic about, but you know what? We roll with the punches. And I'm a chill dude. I've got chill dude syndrome, self-diagnosed. And we will see how things go. The only problem is that there's a big problem, fellas. I need to admit this right now. It is currently 9:06, and I said that I was going to be going to bed at 8 every day. And I kinda spent all day researching bloodwork things and not getting very far and making YouTube shorts in between it all. So, amongst the details, here we are. Should I live stream tonight? Should I just say fuck it? And turn on the camera and start writing? That is one option. That is not the healthy option. You know, bedtime is for pussies. But unfortunately, I have very low testosterone. So that may just be the correct thing for me to do. I don't want to spend another 2 weeks of making videos trying to frantically tell myself that I need to go to bed. That would be kind of cringe and gay. Two things of which I have already contracted, so no real loss there. But if we are trying to make a grand good old impression on the greater internet and society in general, it may be in our best interest to set those things aside and try to find a cure. That being sleep, the cure that we already know about. I am not happy with the consequences of my actions. I think somebody else should be held responsible for them. Obviously. That's the natural human way to think. proclivity to want other individuals. Yes, that is also a proclivity to want other individuals. Usually, most people have that. Accordingly, will I be going to bed? Yes, yes, you will be going to bed. Go to bed right now, idiot. Go to bed. Press stop recording, make a thumbnail, upload it, and fall asleep. You can stream in the morning. You can even do it a little bit late if you want to. You have no idea how much I want to stay up right now. But I'll do it. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Whatever.